What was the best relationship advice you ever got? I always say a relationship between two people is not 50-50ths. Some days it will be 30-70ths and other days it will be 60-40ths. So long as it not just one person who is always making the bigger effort. Also, always say thank you when your partner does a helpful task. Even if it's their turn to do dishes, still thank them after they do. This goes a long way. You deserve better than at least. It's better to talk about the business side of the relationship early on, i.e., what do you want, where do you see this going, kids, marriage, money, etc., before you're into deep and get too invested with the wrong person who isn't compatible with you. Don't be afraid to talk about the future. The sooner it's dealt with, the happier the relationship will be, in my opinion. Always eat before making serious decisions or before having serious/important conversations. Don't try and be Romeo and Juliet. Write your own story. A dude who collapsed on the ground after doing a bunch of coke at a party. I just thought Romeo and Juliet killed themselves, but I appreciated the sentiment. If you are chasing them, they are not into you. This one Reddit comment triggered the beginning of me letting go of a long-time crush. No name calling, ever. It takes every argument to a personal level while immediately creating a hostile atmosphere. If either of you lose your tempers to the point of name calling, it's clear you're not communicating effectively anyway. Name calling just slams the door shut. When you argue, remember it's not you vs her. It's both of you against the problem. Have a life together and a life apart. Almost every relationship ending mistake you make will be caused by insecurity. Don't focus on the mistake itself. Find where the insecurity is and fix that. Every relationship quick tip out there will feel like it helps, but it only covers up the symptoms. Example: don't text them too much. You're insecure and need the constant validation of receiving a response text to reassure yourself that they still like you. If you follow this piece of advice, it'll help the relationship last longer. But it won't fix the real issue, and you'll just end up blowing up the relationship in some other way when that insecurity manifests itself in a new way. You better be head over heels drunk in love with her now, because it'll give you the best shot of staying together more than a few years. This was during my engagement. When I got married, my grandfather and grandmother flew to my home in Alaska. This was a huge deal because grandma never flew. She was highly claustrophobic. Anyway, among the many crazy adventures they managed to have in their short time up here, they made it to my wedding. As the ceremony finished and everyone ended up to shake hands and hug the bride and groom, and when he got to me, Elle asked for his best marriage advice. He gave me 3 simple words. It's too late. I've pondered this a lot since losing grandpa to dementia and a bad heart a few years ago. Ever the trickster, that one? Love is blind, but marriage is a hell of an eye-opener. 29 years next month. Never date a woman you're not willing to fight the whole bar for. A lunatic Vietnam vet who used to sit at my bar when I was working for the Irish told me this. His reasoning: if you're not willing to fight the whole bar for her, you're not willing to put up with her bullshit, admit when you're wrong, raise kids with her and stay with her through cancer. And if you're not willing to do that, why the fuck are you wasting her time or yours? Sage advice. Probably the single best advice I've gotten is you're on the same team. Disagreements and general stress is a lot easier to deal with if you both are trying to get the same result. Never involve yourself with your friends' ex-girlfriends. Love and compatibility are 2 very different things, and they're equally important parts of a relationship. It's okay to not get along with everyone. Some people just aren't compatible, and that's okay to acknowledge. Some of the people I respect I don't get along with, but am confident enough in who I am to not hold it against them. I worry less what other people think about me and focus more on am okay with my own flaws. And if the answer is no, I work on them. I have a few good ones. 1. If you can't be happy by yourself, getting in a relationship won't fix that. 2. Show love with no remorse. 3. Keep your chill during arguments, even if you have a good reason to be upset. 4. Some aspects of their past are better left unknown. 5. Most relationship ending situations stem from insecurity. Do what you will with this info. 6. You can't fix every single problem. 7. Don't fall asleep without sorting an argument out. That develops resentment. 8. Breaks never work out. That's about it. Try a little tenderness. For real, when it gets heated, this is solid advice. Otis Redding was wise beyond his years. While I was in a complicated phase with a girl, a friend asked me a simple question: would you take her home and introduce her to your parents? That was a moment of clarity for me. I knew I wouldn't take her to my parents, so I got out of that whole thing, and later found a girl who I could take home. Best piece of advice I got till date. Everyone's crazy. Just depends on you what amount of crazy you're willing to deal with. If it hasn't progressed as the years went by, then it is possible it never will. Don't waste any more of your time. Don't work on improving your life just so you can find love. Improve your life because you want to be the best version of yourself you can be, and because you want to live your best life. Don't go out and do things just because you hope you'll meet someone. Do the things you love, because you love them. And once you've stopped making meeting someone the main goal to everything you do, you'll be surprised how quickly someone special shows up in your life. Never get your honey where you make your money. Asshole, yet, it can be a real sticky situation. Take it slow. Being single is the best thing in the world. It takes someone pretty fucking special to change that. It's not the best thing in the world for most people. Sure, being single comes with a ton of advantages, but also a ton of disadvantages, depending on who you ask, but still. Take as much time as possible when you're facing tough decisions in life. Patience is #1 priority. Time will come and things will get better. You're 18, you have no fucking clue what love is, son. Now quit crying. Dad, so accurate. 18 is such an immature age. Good thing I know real love now. 20-year-old. Everyone is crazy. The trick is finding someone who is crazy in a way you like. Phil's dad. Use a condom. Don't shit where you eat. Not romantic relationship, but general relationship advice. Be courteous and cordial, and got to bat for your friends. Do so without expectations, that way you'll never be disappointed. My best friend looked me in the eye and told me my standards are too high. He said that he had low standards/expectations for me and others in our friend group, that way he's never disappointed. I was hurt at first. But now I wish I could thank him. Our relationship changed after that. To me it was better, because I had low standards, and for him I'm not sure I never asked. Best lesson I've learned so far: I get a lot less frustrated with people in general. And if they are into you, you will know. If you are confused, it's a no. Indecision is a decision. Don't paint anything without asking your wife/GF the color of the paint. What you choose is wrong every time. If your spouse and your parents disagree about something, side with your spouse even if you agree with your parents more. Yes, I know it has its limits, but it's brought my wife and I closer throughout the years with her, just knowing I have her back. Yup, never give up on someone else's advice. Always go with how you feel. Sometimes friends and family will tell you she's not worth it when she is. Horse girls are just crazy cat ladies with more money. Don't share a bank account. Treat them like you want them, not like you got them, or somebody else will. Keep your dirty laundry to yourself. If it puts one of you in a bad light, don't go and seek advice from friends and family, as it turns to make them biased towards that person. Go to a therapist or a completely neutral person who isn't in your daily life influencing you afterwards. When I was with my ex, I used to think that I could get someone better. One day we broke up and I started going out with lots of other women. Whenever with another girl, I kept thinking I could get a better girl. One day a friend told me this thought process doesn't work. 'Cause let's say I did get someone better, LD still be thinking the same. It's important to enjoy what you have and make the best out of it. Trust your gut. My mother told me that after I suspected I was getting cheated on when I was 18. I'm 29 now and still use her advice. No one is responsible for your happiness but you. If you're not happy with yourself, being with someone won't change that. Work on yourself, be happy, and the relationship stuff will come. Nothing is less attractive than someone who needs someone to fill whatever void is in their life/happiness they think a relationship is going to fix. Don't date a girl with a rich dad. Told to me by a rich dad who didn't know I was currently dating a girl with a rich dad. Different people. Unless you're well off, you can't spoil them to the level their father does. It also wasn't the reason we broke up. but there were times I felt shitty because I couldn't live up to standards, even going broke trying to take her on nicer dates and such. The fucking you get isn't worth the fucking you get. I was speaking to a retired preacher while his wife was on her deathbed. He told me, whoever you decide to be with, just make sure she is going the same way. Meaning make sure whenever you're headed in life, make sure they're on the same path. Always stuck with me. The secret to love is an unexpected gift at an unexpected time. Finding Forrester. Don't accuse or use an accusatory tone when you discuss a problem. Leave it calm and about how you feel. This tends to keep the conversation non-confrontational and calm. It ain't always on you. Sometimes you did everything right and it didn't work out anyway. Sometimes people don't have a good reason for doing the things they do, so trying to understand their decisions is only going to drive you crazy. Sometimes you just have to let it go. The last woman to change a man is his mother, said by my mom. I mean, people do evolve and are absolutely able to change their behaviors, but you can't fundamentally change a person and make them into the partner you want. I think it's a trap too many people fall into. In reference to marriage, Jesus Christ was crucified at age 30. It's best you follow his example. I'm glad I waited to. I dated what turned out to be some awful women in my 20s.